Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel, and we have, of course, the famous device manager that we continue to examine. One of the things that a lot of people are surprised when they get a computer is that today, a lot of computers, things have changed in the graphics display side. Often, computers come with two GPUs. So why is that, and where do I see all of that information? In the device manager, of course, right click on your start button or start menu, go into device manager and look at display adapters. You'll see, in my case, for example, that I have two display adapters. I've got the AMD Radeon graphics, which is the basic graphics that comes with the CPU, and another one that is a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Ti. So this is a gaming laptop, so it has what we call a low-end and a high-end graphics adapter. The low-end graphics adapter handles pretty much the system when it works and you're not really gaming or doing anything graphical intensive. And when you're gaming, when you have something that has or asks for more power, more processing power, and some apps sometimes might actually require that also, even though there's no real graphics. Of course, ask for the NVIDIA, which is much better and has much better performance than the AMD Radeon. Now you might say, well, why is that they have two GPUs? Why isn't there just one? There used to be a time when that's what happened. For a long time, the GPU that you had or the graphics processor you had was what was decided for that machine, and there was only one. Then came desktops that had, for example, a graphics basic card on the motherboard, but of course with an optional card that you could add in a slot for gaming or for better performance, which meant that you would disable the main graphics adapter and then have the higher end always running. Of course, for manufacturing purposes and for cost, they decided, you know what, let's make the CPU and a graphics processor together. And, it's going to cost less to do it like that. And if you want to have a high-end machine, well, you'll have a high-end chip that will be added on the board. So that's why a lot of computers today have the two processors. And usually what happens is they switch between the processors depending on what you do. Doesn't always work perfectly. Sometimes some games or some apps that require the NVIDIA here, for example, might not trigger it and you have to manually force it. But generally it works well. So you have possibly two graphics processors, and of course you might have just one. On lower end machines you'll have the standard Intel or Radeon or whatever that comes with the machine that was built. This is where you see the display adapters. This is also where you'll see the date of the graphics drivers, and it's important to check that out if you have issues that have to do with display, playing videos, having all sorts of weird artifacts in the screen that are bizarre. If something looks weird on the screen, it might be that your graphics processor is too old on the driver. So here, for example, my AMD Radeon driver dates back from May 2021, which is about a year old. And the the GeForce GTX, this one is of the month of April. So it's fairly new. It's even the month of May probably. So this is fairly new. And this, of course, I update regularly because it has advantages for gamers, for example. So check that out. And of course, where do you get these drivers? Several ways. Some are from the manufacturer. Some are from the graphics adapter or the display adapter manufacturer. For example, here, my Radeon graphics come with my updates that are for the computer itself from the manufacturer. But the NVIDIA has its own update, and the NVIDIA has its own NVIDIA panel, NVIDIA settings panel, and of course NVIDIA will be having its own GeForce Experience app where you will see if there's new apps, there's new drivers. So you click the driver section, check for updates. It's going to tell you if there's a new graphics adapter driver. Here you see that there is one released for 24th of May, so there's a new one already that I can download and install. So it's either the manufacturer or the manufacturer of the graphics adapter that will have the updates for the graphics driver. And this is important. The graphics adapter are probably some of the most important to update to make sure that everything works well, especially on video playback. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching our videos.